Hi, my name's Erica and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My channel is called Dose of Kawaii because kawaii means cute in Japanese, and my goal is to bring you a regular dose of cuteness through crochet creations, patterns, tutorials, any and everything yarn related. For today's video, I want to go over the 25 knit and crochet patterns that I want to make in 2025. This is not going to be a rapid fire pattern video. I'm going to be moseying along a little bit, telling you the reason behind why I want to make the pattern, what my plans are, if there's anything special to do with that pattern, and some of my goals in 2025. So if that sounds like fun, grab a cup of tea, your crochet or knit project, and let's jump right in. Let's start with the Amigurumi section, which is going to be the biggest section. And I will have free and paid patterns in this section. I'm going to start off with the free. I'll let you know when we're getting into the paid patterns, and all of the creators and their Instagrams or pattern shops will be linked in the description box below. If you're not on Instagram looking for free patterns, you are definitely missing out. I do have a couple free patterns on there, shameless self-plug, but none of these are my patterns. These are all other creators whose patterns I want to make. So let's go ahead and start with the first one, which is this Kuromi pattern. I love Sanrio characters. Growing up, half Japanese, Sanrio was like the equivalent of Disney. So Mickey Mouse, Hello Kitty, same level for me as a kid. So anyway, I was really excited when I started to see some Sanrio characters as I was looking for the patterns that I wanted to make this year. And I found this really cute Kuromi pattern. She just looks so sassy and kind of mad but cute at the same time. And by the way, computer down right corner, if I'm looking down a lot, I'm looking at the beautiful pictures of these patterns. So that's where I'm looking. But yeah, she's just so cute and sassy, and I cannot wait to make this one. And in the same vein, we have My Melody. She's like the cute version here. What I loved about this pattern is the fur going around the hood. Anytime a pattern designer implements fur into the pattern, but it's not the whole pattern, I love it because it still adds that look of like multiple textures, but you don't have to battle your stitches the whole time and try to find the holes and feel your way through it. I think it's worth a result sometimes, but I'm not that patient and it's hard. Next is this Cloud Jelly Cat, and this one is really cute. I did try to make this already once with fuzzy yarn. It was the Feels Like Bliss yarn, I think, and full disclosure, it did not work out for me. My cloud did not come out looking like this, but I'm gonna try again because I'm sure it was a me problem and not a pattern problem. I have loved seeing people make their takes on these jelly cat patterns. What I love is that we are just taking any random object and throwing legs and eyes on it, and it becomes so cute and it just works. So love this pattern, gonna retry it again. Then we have the Baby Appa. And since I started crocheting amigurumi, I knew I wanted to make an appa pattern for myself. Avatar: The Last Airbender was a series that I watched with my fiance. We watched the whole thing together and I really loved it. And yeah, I've just wanted to make an appa pattern ever since so I can have my own and I can go appa yip yip. No, but really, the creator of this pattern was super generous to be giving it out for free, so go check out their Instagram if you're interested in making your own. Then we have the Low Sew Bunny in overalls. This is a video pattern by Crochet Grove. If you are just starting out crocheting, then this might be a good fit for you. It is low sew, so it's not completely no sew, but I think the end result clearly shows that it's worth the very little sewing you have to do. I think this pattern would do well at spring market, so that's around the time frame that I want to start making it, is like maybe March, so I can bring to my next spring market. But anytime you put an animal in a bucket hat and overalls, I'm sold. Now we're going to move on to the paid patterns. So the first one is this Mushroom Guy pattern I bought off of Etsy, and I've already started making this pattern actually, and he's turned out really big, but I love him so far. He's missing his cap, but the pattern is super well written so far. Even though I already started on it, I did want to put it in this video because it is still January and it still counts, right? So I will share that on my socials once he's done. Next are the Sugar Sprites, and that is by the same designer who created the Forest Guardian pattern, which was one of my favorites from last year. But what I love about this one is how much more chibi looking it looks. Like the head is just big, it's kind of chubby, and it's got these little points on its ears that add a different dimension and look and feel than the Forest Guardian. So I can't wait to make this one and seeing them stand next to each other too. Then we have the Zazzy pattern, and it's the Zazzy the Dragon pattern, yeah. And it looks like more of a baby version. Same creator as this dragon pattern, which if you've been here, you know this is one of my prized possessions, but same creator as this dragon and just a little more squished down, like the head is bigger, the body is smaller, another one that I just can't wait to make. Next up is Winnie the Dragon, an oldie but a goodie. There are some patterns that I want to remake in 2025. I just put this one in here because I have some visions for Winnie's that I want to do, like color combinations. I want to add different embellishments to her, like florals, and she just does really well at markets for me, but that's not even really the main reason I want to do it. I just love making Winnie's so much. Anytime there's fur, like I said, on a pattern and I can see my stitches, I love it. So love this pattern, great pattern. It's gonna remain a staple of mine in 2025. The next one is like a 4-in-1. It is the Slasher bundle, which I've already purchased from Dawn by Danielle. I've mentioned her patterns before, but if you love horror, you have to check her out. I don't know how she makes Chucky look like somebody that I wanna hug, but they're so cute. And I love horror movies. I think they make great decor, but if you're going to a Halloween market, they are definitely going to draw some people in. So I am looking forward to making these. They are time consuming, and I just know that up front, but so worth the end result. Then we have the Jumbo Cat Nana. This reminds me of that game, I don't know if anybody else played it, but the taiko drumming game, I think it was on the Wii. The face reminds me a lot of the faces that we saw there, but I love this. It's just a cat and a banana, and who doesn't like cats and bananas? So when you combine them, of course it looks cute. Then we have this elephant pattern. I want to make the woolly mammoth one though. I love the detailing with the fur and how it's kind of looping down. I think that's unique and different. And I've seen some woolly mammoths around, but this one was my favorite version. I've made the reindeer pattern by Crochet Grove before, so I imagine that this will be a pretty similar construction, and that one was easy enough to work up, so I'm looking forward to making my own little woolly mammoth. And then last but not least, we have the Plague Doctor. I can't wait to make this pattern for Halloween time. I think it's probably clear that I love cute things, but I also love like creepy cute things, and this fits into that category perfectly. I just haven't seen any patterns quite like this before, especially in that plush yarn with the nose curving like that. So I am really looking forward to having this for my markets and just creating it during spooky season, turning on Halloween Town or a Halloween movie and making my very own Plague Doctor. Okay, the rest of the sections are kind of small, but I do want to make some wearables and other items in 2025, so I did want to include those in my plans here. So let's start with the free patterns. The first one is the Soft Stripes pattern by Lion Brand. I purchased the Wool-Ease Air yarn on a whim at Michael's, and I started trying to crochet with it, and it was pretty horrendous experience for me. So I found this sweater that's actually knit, and I have the colors like light green, pink, and then like a beige, and I want to mix that in with it's mixed in with an acrylic yarn, so it's not like you're doing the whole sweater in just the air yarn. I love the end result. I really want to use this yarn up, and I think that this could be a good option for that. So mixing it with like either a light pink or maybe a light gray. I don't know what the base color will be yet, but that is my plan for this yarn. Next pattern is the Wasilla poncho, and I don't know what has come over me, but but the last half of 2024, I had this itch to make myself a poncho, and I don't have any idea where I'm gonna wear it, probably to markets, but I just really want to make a poncho, and this one is like your classic, just classic poncho. There's nothing crazy about it. but I like the yarn that they used. I think that that's that mandala yarn, which I will definitely be using a self-striping yarn. You will not catch me weaving in all of those ends if I don't have to, but I found this poncho pattern and it just seemed like the perfect classic poncho pattern to make. Then the next one is the Mesa hat and scarf pattern by TL Yarn Crafts. The hat pattern is free. If you want the scarf, it is actually paid. And what's special about this pattern is it's actually Tunisian crochet. So I really want to create a full Tunisian crochet pattern in 2025. I have started it and I've gotten a feel for it. It's really fun to do. It's definitely different. It feels like if knitting and crochet had a baby to me. And I wanna make this set. I love the windows of color peeking out, and just like any other pattern that TL Yarn Crafts comes out with, you can't go wrong purchasing or using one of her patterns. And then I would be remiss if I didn't have a granny square pattern. So my granny square pattern that I'd like to make for 2025 is this granny square cardigan. I love the flowers peeking out. I actually really like the colors that this creator used, the pink, white, and yellow, and I might just copy that completely and use those exact colors. I don't know. We'll see what a trip to Michael's holds for me. Hopefully Joanne still, if they don't go out of business soon. Next is the Folklore Cardigan by Lion Brand. And just like Instagram, if you're not on Lion Brand's free patterns website, you are missing out. They have so many great options, but this is one that I've been seeing for a while and have wanted to make. This is actually a knit pattern, and it would be my first introduction to cables. So wish me luck, but my vision for this one is I would love to make a folklore cardigan. I mean, not a folklore cardigan, a TTPD cardigan. So if you're not familiar with Taylor Swift, this is probably not going to make any sense to you. You might not care, but she has cardigans that go with each of her albums. Well, some of her albums. So I want to make this in like a beige with the outline in black, and then maybe make some, like, I don't know, somehow put some patches on it like the folklore cardigan has, and just make my very own Tortured Poets Department cardigan, because I love that album. I know it wasn't for everybody, but I really, really loved it. And it felt like old Taylor to me a little bit. It felt like a full circle moment for me, which I know not everybody feels that way, but I liked it. And I want to make my own TTPD cardigan using this pattern. The last free pattern is this balaclava. Again, I don't know where I'm going to wear this. Maybe I can wear it with my poncho to my markets. But this is just such a cool hat. I don't go to the snow very often, but if I did, I would bring this. I don't know, it just looks like you would belong in a forest somewhere in this balaclava, and I just want to make it. I have no idea why. It's, again, just like the poncho. No clue where I'm gonna wear it, but I want to make it. And that's the amazing thing about crochet, is when you're inspired to do something, there's no one standing in your way. So that will be on my list for this year. Now we're going to move on to the paid patterns. So I want to make this Spring Honey sock knit pattern that is on Etsy. If you watched my What I Got for Christmas video, you would see that I purchased 2 really yummy yarns in like a pistachio green and a brown. One is alpaca, one is just merino wool, but I feel like this would be the perfect pattern for that, kind of like a mint chocolate chip moment, but the socks would just come out so soft and beautiful. So that's the yarn that I would use for this pattern. Then I have 2 wearables by Daisy and Peace. And if anyone tells you you cannot make beautiful crochet wearable items, just point them to this website, please. Crochet wearables get a bad rep for looking very stiff, and this pattern designer just does a really good job of keeping patterns like flowy and lived in, and not just like a craft that you made. So anyway, sweater number 34 from Daisy and Peace. I want to make this pattern one of the easier patterns on the website, but it looks like just a classic cute sweater, and I've only made a few wearables, so these are going to be challenging for me, but I'm looking to stretch myself a little bit, and this seems like a good first option to get some wind under my wings before I move on to sweater number 2. This is sweater number 2, and it is gorgeous. The detailing on it is beautiful, almost looks like cables, but in its own crochet way. So I really want to make this sweater. Wish me luck. I actually think that crocheting amigurumi has helped me improve my crochet skills. In the beginning, when I was trying to make sweaters, I was getting really frustrated. And don't worry, for people out there that make their sweaters and their wearables, I will make a gauge swatch. I know the importance of that. Yeah, I'm looking to challenge myself a little bit, and these two are my top 2 sweaters that I would love to make in 2025, so we'll see if I get to them. And then I know I'm a little late to this trend, but the crochet vest trend I have just been eyeing for a while and think that it's such a cute make for summer, and I just love this crochet vest so much. And it looks like it would be a relatively quick make. It's kind of cropped. There's no sleeves, of course, because it's a vest. And I love the detailing up at the top, how it's not buttoned all the way down. You can kind of leave it open. All right, last 2 patterns, the miscellaneous category. So I've already started making the 6-day Superstar blanket by Betty McKnit. Let me say, it's not been a 6-day blanket. It's been like a 6-month blanket, but I'm carrying that over into 2025 because it's taken me that long. It was supposed to be my mom's Christmas present. Mom, sign off if I should have already said that, but I'm gonna tell her not to watch this video. But it was supposed to be my mom's Christmas present. Now it's being moved over to her birthday present in March because it has taken me so long. That being said, it hasn't been the only project that I've worked on. I've definitely been balancing other projects along with it as well, but I do love this pattern. It can be a little hard to get started with it, but she has tons of great YouTube tutorials that walk you through step by step exactly what you need to do on each round, and it's just a really fun pattern to work up. Every round is different, and I've heard it's great for people with ADHD, so my ADHD watchers, this is a good pattern for you. But yeah, and it's free. Last but not least, I want to make a tapestry this year. I feel like we're missing something back there, right? And so the idea for a tapestry would be this image of 2 cats. If you haven't seen my kitty cats before, I have 2 named Mochi and Moon, and I just loved this image of 2 cats cuddling and would love to make this into my own crocheted tapestry wall hanging. That's gonna wrap up the 25 patterns that I am hoping to knit and crochet in 2025. I would love to know in the comments what some patterns are that you're looking to make this year, or if any of them from the video jumped out at you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, bye!